Making 12 early root Fakemon for Maneta, my fan-made Pokemon region. Starting off, I want to make a Route 1 bug Fakemon. Ants are very common bugs found all around New England. My original idea was to make an evolution into a fire ant, but I decided to keep the regular 3-stage line. My final decision was to make it a bug dart type. It is a very mischievous Pokemon. You'll understand more with its evolutions. And here's our first Fakemon of the video. I decided to name it Antot because it's like just a small ant, and I thought it was really cute. Antot is a bug-type Pokemon. He's about 1'1", 7.4 pounds, the crawling type. I thought the shiny would be a light red and orange hue over the body and head, kind of like a fire ant. I know it doesn't resemble an ant too much now, but you'll see it more in its evolutions. Despite being a weak Pokemon on its own, Antot always work independently. If a predator is nearby, they will shrivel up under their large helmet-like skull and hide. Antot are often found sleeping in the grass. Now it's time to evolve Antot into Vigilant. Vigilant comes from vigilante and ant, that's the name, and then it gains the dark type upon this evolution. So Vigilant, the bug dark type, 2'6", 21.6 pounds, the vigilante Pokemon. Concept, same thing, a light red and orange hue over the body and head to resemblance of fire ant. Vigilant are a lot more aggressive than their baby counterpart. Now, if a Vigilant is confronted with an enemy, instead of hiding, they will often fight against Pokemon 3 times their size. Vigilant are always confident, but almost never win. By now, I already liked where this evolution line was going. Now, it's time to see our final stage. This final evolution is Bandit, the mixture between Bandit and Ant. I really like this. The typing stays the same, the bug dark type. It is about 3'8", 55.4 pounds. It is a criminal Pokemon. Same shiny concept, the light red and orange hue, but the difference here is it's a lot bigger and stronger. Whenever older and stronger Pokemon come to fight it, their confidence may not be a disadvantage. They use special effective moves and are a lot more powerful when it comes to tanking hits. This is where the actual mischievous area of the Pokemon comes in. They love to steal things and misbehave. The early root bird Pokemon is up next. I knew I wanted to do a blue heron. The blue heron live near lakes, and I often see them flying around over waters. I decided to give my Fakemon water type by its final stage. Here we have Heronet. Heronet does sound like Hairnet now that I think about it, but it is not Hairnet. Heronet, the normal flying type. 2'4", 14.2 pounds. Category, Heron. The shiny concept, all of the blue turns yellow and the feathers darken. I imagine that would be a fun shiny to catch, referencing golden eggs. Heronet stick their beaks into lakes and use their large wings to catch fish Pokemon to eat. Heronet are often seen in large flocks waddling across the coast of the region's beaches. Heronet have evolved to hold their breath for over an hour before needing air again. Now it's time to evolve Heronet. Here we have Heragua. Heragua is a pretty similar Pokemon design-wise, but Heragua gains the water type, replacing the normal type upon evolution. Heragua, the water flying type. They're about 3'2", 24.7 pounds. They're the heron Pokemon. Their shiny concept is the same. The feathers darken and the blue turns golden. I really like Heragua. It was kind of hard to evolve a little Heronet, but I think Heragua does a pretty solid job at doing that. Heragua are often seen leading groups of Heronet into the ocean for a swim. Now time for the final evolution, Heronest. Heronest is a really cool Pokemon in my opinion, and I really enjoy its typing and its appearance. Heronest, the water flying type, about 5'3", 62.9 pounds. It's pretty light for its size. The heron Pokemon, the same shiny concept, the golden and hue over the body. I really enjoyed this Pokemon, and I could imagine a bunch of them swarming predators a lot larger in size, like maybe the final evolution for some of the starters, Blazer Bear or Crustacean. Sorry for the pause there. But now, moving on to our next Pokemon. Now we have a mammal. I thought the opossum would work well for this. I already made a opossum Fakemon a few months back, but Now we're making another one. Opossums are known to play dead, so I wanted to emphasize that. This Fakemon will have the ghost typing. This spooky family of Pokemon only has 2 stages, a baby and an evolved form. Starting off with a baby, I gave it X's over its eyes to represent the play dead aspect of the opossum. Its name is Oposkill and it does not have the ghost typing yet. It's still just a bland normal type. Oposkill, the normal Pokemon. Its height is 1'7", it weighs 24.8 pounds. The play dead Pokemon. Now for the shiny, I thought all of the dark purple turned a really hot pink, which just represents a real life possum more than this fake one does. I gave it the gray hue along with the purple just because I wanted it to be dark and kind of spooky, like most ghost Pokemon. This Pokemon was probably the hardest to evolve, but I'm pretty happy with the result. Moving on to its evolution, Apostle. Apostle is a normal ghost type, and it is a very spooky Pokemon. Its tail engulfs its legs and becomes more of that genie-esque look. Apostle, normal ghost type, 5'1", 46.6 pounds. The play dead Pokemon, same shiny concept, all the purple turns hot pink. And this is one of my favorites just because it looks so awkward. And where did the legs go? We just don't know. So it loses legs upon evolution, like I already mentioned. And I gave it a bigger head. Its eyes are now wide open, so you can see the inside. I gave it a different pose, pretty cool. And then, yeah, that's this Pokemon, I guess. Every region has a Pikachu clone, or a small electric-type rodent Pokemon. For this region, I chose the beaver. I didn't really know what to choose, but I thought there's no beaver yet. So, meet Beavolt. Beavolt is a pretty cute Pokemon, the cutest so far, in my opinion. It is a very fun one, and it has a lot of blue and yellow. Beavolt, the electric water type. 2'11", 27.6 pounds. The jittery Pokemon. I had a strange idea, but for the color of the shiny, light green fur instead of this normal brown. And then we have blue and yellow switch places. So a yellow tail and blue stripes. I could imagine Beavolt building lots of dams out of broken trees like real-life beavers do. But unlike real beavers, they generate their own heat inside. Way before I had my idea to make this region, I designed this Pokemon. For my final evolution line, I wanted it to be based off s'mores. S'mores are very popular treats when camping in New England. I also wanted to use the brand new Pokemon type, Fire Fairy. This is Marshmelt. I had the idea to make a living marshmallow Pokemon ever since I met Milcery back in Gen 8. This is a really cute Pokemon, and I thought it really incorporated the new typing of Fire Fairy pretty well. Marshmelt is still based on s'mores, but only the marshmallow part of it is really available to the eye at this final stage. But it will evolve 2 times, so it will have a middle stage and a final stage. This is just the baby form. Meet Marshmelt, the first fire and fairy type of any Pokemon. It is 1'6" and weighs 24.5 pounds. It is the sweet Pokemon. The shiny concept changes the white of the actual marshmallow into gold to reference a cooked marshmallow. And I was thinking maybe make it completely black to make it burned, but I decided just cooked because a golden shiny, you can never go wrong with a golden shiny. Marshmelt are one of the sweetest Pokemon by taste and by kindness. I could imagine them helping kids who get lost in the forest. Now, at level 30, Marshmelt evolves into Marshlet. Marshlet is more of a s'more than its last stage. You can kind of see the cracker of the s'more start to be incorporated in this design. Marshlet, the Fire Fairy type, 3'4", 78.5 pounds, the sweet Pokemon. Same shiny concept, turn the white into a gold, kind of the similar color to the cracker on the outside. I think these would be a very popular Pokemon in Maneta because of their soft appearance. I think people and children alike would love to touch them and feel their soft bodies, almost mushy and gooey. I think they could generate heat pretty efficiently. finally, we're moving on to the final evolution, which is my favorite, Marsh Mutant, the Fire Fairy type. Marsh Mutant is now a behemoth. I think it would be insane to watch fight, and the animations of the goo dripping would be amazing. Marsh Mutant, the Fire Fairy type, 6'3", 163.7 pounds, the sweet Pokemon. Same shiny concept, the white turns gold. Now you can see the chocolate on the back to reference a complete s'more. Now I really love this Pokemon, one of my favorites in this region so far. This whole evolution line came out amazing. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like to tell me to post more. And comment down below what your favorite Pokemon of this video was.